All right, you guys. So let's do something a little bit of fun. I was listening to Obscured by Clouds from Pink Floyd, and the intro has a really just, I think, a very simple introduction there, just an intro pad. And why don't we give it a listen really quick? Okay, so you heard it. So what I want to do is show you how to use the Novation Base Station 2 to create something like that. You know, a lot of us just rely on presets, but if you know something a little bit about synthesizers, you'll find out it's really easy to do, and that's something Pink Floyd did. They just designed it, right? So here's what it is. I figured it out. So the thing is, the base station has two oscillators, okay? So the switch selects the oscillator. So this is what we need to do. Now we're oscillator number 1. I go through, I choose a sawtooth. Oscillator 2, well, that also needs to be a sawtooth. So you got two sawtooth waves. And let's hear it. Oh. Okay, so it's a little high. I can tell you that's an A, okay? It's still not quite sounding like this. But we're in the ballpark, okay? We're kind of close. So here's what else we should do. One thing we can do here is to, well, you know what? I think this was the other thing I discovered. A much, not a steep filter, 12 dB, so which is a two-pole filter. So if your synth has a two-pole filter, I'd recommend the 12 dB. The other thing that I thought was kind of fun is I gave it a little bit of overdrive. I pushed that filter a little bit. This you can do on the base station too. All right, so let's hear how it sounds now. Oh, well, it is louder. So now we need a filter. So we got to filter off all this stuff. So I'm going to latch this on so it just keeps playing. There you go. So I'm going to pull back on the filter. So there you go. Okay, now let's hear how it is if it's any closer to Pink Floyd. All right, we're getting pretty close. Pink Floyd has a little bit of movement in that pad. So what I'm going to do is, you can't see it, but over here next to the keyboard is a stereo TC electronic chorus. So I'm going to turn that on, and let's hear some movement. Now we got something very interesting. Let's listen to that. So that's me on the base station 2. Let's listen to it from the album. Me? Pink Floyd? Right? So now we got something pretty close. I think if I add a little bit here of some reverb and some delay, I'm going to pull it up. There you go. All right, so you could hear the delay is going down, the reverb is decaying. So we've got this now. All right, let's listen to Pink Floyd. All right, and now base station. You know, I could go on tweaking this. I think that's it right there. You know, two oscillators. So you need two, and that was important. I figured that out. Two sawtooth oscillators. You gotta, pull down on the filter. I think adding a little bit of overdrive there helps. So one thing that is interesting is no resonance. Just use the filter without some sort of peak on it, right? That thing, I don't hear it here, so it doesn't sound like they used any of that. But not a steep filter, right? That's really interesting. So it's a low-pass filter, not very steep. I'm going to try one more thing, though, and the chorus really helped. So I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to fine-tune one of these. I'm going to say oscillator number 1. I'm going to detune it a little bit. Let's hear how that sounds. That's Pink Floyd. How about me? Yeah, just a little different. Anyway, there you go. So something simple on the Novation base station. You can see I didn't sit here fiddling with tons of knobs. It's not that hard. And, doing it the way Pink Floyd would have done it back then, not relying on presets. You just use your ears, design your own sound, and it's really simple, especially something on the base station too. Thanks a lot for watching, you guys.